Hi, everybody. Welcome to live. I'm a little early today, so I'm going to hang out here for just a moment as I get my comments up, give everybody a chance to come on, and then I'll put the camera on. So hang on just a moment. All right, let's see here. Get a few things set up. So it is Janome Live with Artistic Digitizer, Basics and Beyond. Hi there, everyone. I'm Ann Hine, embroidery software specialist for Janome America. And today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite things that I like to work with while we create our project. And I have two things for you today. One is a key fob, and the other is what I call a button tab. I'm going to show you those things in just a moment. Let me get my comments over here so I can see them. Hi, Marty. Oh, Marty, it's cold up where you are. We just have a little snow flurry going on, just like, a little shaker of snow out there. It's very weird. I don't know, but it's been very cold here. And so that's quite interesting too. Let's see who else is out there. I see a few more people out there. All right, so we're after 3. Let me just show you. I'm going to put my camera on and show you. I'm talking about key fobs today and these button tabs that I made, which I think are kind of cute. And we're going to use some of my favorite tools. Maybe you've used these tools, maybe you haven't. There's other things along the way I'm going to show you to help make your creativity easier in our software. All right, so let me get my camera up here. There we go. All right, so these are pretty easy to do. I've done this one before. This is a key fob. This one is done on pleather with felt for the backing, and then I used one of those little snaps to put it on. So I'm going to show you how to make what I call the key fob base. So you can have this ready for anything to put in it. And then I did this one here a little differently. This is actually on cork on both sides, but I did an outline feature around here using auto border to create the little outline. And then I use those outlines to stitch the back piece on. Pretty nice. They're pretty easy. And then of course I used a little snap here. And you can make them any size. You can make them any size here that you want. So that I think this is a 1-inch one. You have to remember what you're cutting away here, so that your whole measurement is from here to here, not from your stitch to stitch, because then it might be too big. All right, let me see what's happening over here. Oh, okay, a sunny day down in Florida. Okay, and someone from New Hampshire. Now the button tabs, they look like this, and these two I haven't cut open yet. I used a feature to create the kind of blended look with the gradient. So I'm going to show you that. And then I made the buttonhole in the center. I use the same, my rainbow thread on the back, because you can kind of see these front to back. And this is that kind of stiffer felt that I used. Here's another one. You can see the gradient on it. Isn't that cool? So let me show you how these work, because these two I haven't cut open yet. I have them on my jacket. And I think these would kind of look good on a sweater too. So these are my button tabs. You can use them, when you're buttoning your thing, you put it on afterwards, or you can wear them on your jacket while it's open. And you could put them, on your cuffs. You can really put them anywhere, wherever you have buttons. I think they're kind of cool on there. So I'm going to show you how to use the gradient, how to make the flower, how to make your key fob, all of that. And while using some of my favorite things, and maybe you'll find that these are some of the favorite things that you like to use in the software as well. All right. Hi, Cheryl. Oh yeah, 6 more weeks. You just have to bundle up. I know. I'm looking for some warm weather. I cannot wait for the warm weather. All right, let me get to the software here. Hang on one second. Let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, here we are, the software. All right, so the first thing I want to show you, some of us like to, you can always work in the measurement that you like. If you like inches, or which is imperial, or if you like metric. So you can always stay in whichever one you like to always work in. And then if someone gives you a command, if you're in inches and I say, oh, make that 2.5 millimeter, you would put in 2.5 mm. You wouldn't have to change your system to millimeters, or if you're in millimeters and I say 2 inches, you can put 2IN in there and it would give you the 2IN. It auto converts for you. So you don't have to worry about that part. To me, that when we figured that out, to me, that's the easiest thing. I just love that. To me, it's just very easy. I'm going to close this. For some reason, this pops up on the front sometimes on this one. Let me get rid of this. Well, come on. I don't know why that's not. Oh, there it goes. Not over there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open a new page right over here. Now, I always use the tabs here, and I really do love browse, and then I use open a little bit, but I do love browse, and I'm going to show you that first. I like browse because when I open up an area, it shows me the designs right away, as opposed to if I went to open, I see, icons like this. So I would have to, when I click on them, it would give me only one at a time. But what's interesting is when it's like this, let me close this a minute. If you opened your browser, your Explorer folders, or on a Mac, because I'm on a Mac, you could open your Finder. Let me go to a new page. And I open my Finder, and I know that, I want to be in this one where the rocket bag is. I can just click here and drag it over and open it. I don't have to go to File, Open. So if I was building this and I went, oh, wait a minute, I want another one to go with this, I could just come to my Finder or open my Explorer folders, find the next one. Let's see what this one is, and bring it over and add it to my my drawing, my work. That I'm going to put it on the side here because it's kind of too big here. Let me move that up. So you don't have to go to File, Open every time, or to Browse. You can actually do the click and drag right from your folders. To me, that's so easy. And a lot of times people know where their folders are a little bit easier than navigating through AD. Because when you navigate, I would go to the browser, and this would be my devices. Of course, I could look at what's on my ready to sew screen, or something that's in my built-in, of course, and open any of those things. That would be great. Or I could go to my favorites, and then I would open up, maybe Christmas tree skirt, and there would be my things that I needed that way. Okay. But I might be able to access a folder a little quicker. It just gives you options. I like to let you know there's options out there on finding things. It seems that gives people probably the most difficulty, where to find things and how to save them or where to put them. And that's really, I've done a few videos back about, getting yourself organized with that. And that really helped me one day when I figured out, just where it was going when I saved it, so that I could find it again. And it all goes back to, making a major folder that says, I think I have one here. This one says embroidery designs. And then I just have I don't have as much because this is my Mac. On my PC, I have more on my PC. But, I have one embroidery folder with many folders inside it, which makes it a little easier to find everything. I know where that folder is. If I need to do a search, I can search embroidery designs. It'll find me that folder. So it's much, much easier that way. All right, so let's get going a little bit here. I'm going to close this one because we don't need it there. So give that a try on, bringing things in, using from your Finder or your folders, do the click and drag to open things. I think it's kind of a neat way to do it. And I've always said browse is my favorite. All right, so we're going to open up a new one. And today we're going to start with making that key fob. And basically it's an outline, and then you can put anything inside it. So what I call, the first one we're going to do is we're going to make a basic key fob base, and then I'm going to show you how to use auto border to make them a little differently. So we have some different ones in here you could do as well. So I'm going to grab my shapes tool over here, which I love, rectangle. And then when I click on rectangle, see up here, it gives me roundness. So I like my corners a little round. So I'm going to put 40% in there. So 40. So when I enter, and when I go to click and drag over here, you'll see, and I'm going to select it and then delete from down here, my used colors. I'm going to delete the inside because I don't need it. You can see, I'll bring it in close. You can see it has nice curved corners, which makes that nice. It's easy to trim when you're trimming away on a curve than maybe sometimes with the straight corners. I kind of like the curves, but you can leave it, straight if you want. And this is a shape. So when I select it and I look at edit nodes, it's only going to give me the shaping nodes that you see here. If I wanted a node in every corner, I would have to do convert to curves. And convert to curves does many things. It gives the item that you're converting its editable functions. Maybe that's the best way to put it. It's editable parts. So if I went up here and this is selected, I went to convert to curves, or I could right click on here, convert to curves, and then I went to edit nodes. Now it has its editable nodes on every corner, which is pretty nice. We don't have to do that today, but I wanted to show you that. So I'm just gonna undo this for a minute. Let's redo that because we don't need that. And there we go. So this could be the base, the first part of your piece. And my piece it's only almost 2 inches high by almost 6 inches long. But I could make it exact in here. So I'm going to uncheck my proportional, and my width, I'm going to make it 6. It's actually the width going left to right on here, 6.0. And then this I'm going to make 2.25. And that would be inches on there. So that would be maybe the first part of it. But now I need to do that little tab that comes off of there. So let's move this down this way. And I'll go back to my rectangle, and I'm going to draw the little tab right here. Now I kind of figure out how wide I want it this way, and maybe 3/4, depending on the D-rings that I have and those kind of things, how wide this is. And then the length of it, I pretty much go 2.5 to 3 inches, because you have to fold it over and put a snap on it. So you want to give it plenty of room on there, but you can test out some different ones. Again, delete your fill. And then this is, it's a little over 1 inch wide, and then it's 4 inches long. So I'm going to make this 3.0, and this part 1 inch. All right, so now I need to attach the two. So I'm just going to slide it over here like this and just let it go past into there. That's why you want to leave yourself room. You're going to lose some of it right there. All right, so now it's going to be there kind of on in that way. So what I want to do is I want to click on the tab itself, and then I'm going to right click right here. Oops, wait a minute. No, I want to left click, but I can't because I need to convert it. So that's why I'm going to go back to show you convert up here, convert to curves. And then I can come here. Oops, hang on. And I could go to my edit nodes, and I could put my cursor right here and left click and do split outline. So I'm going to do it there, and I'm going to come down here, right click, split outline. Then I'm going to come back up here, and I'll need to do break apart. There's 2 parts here, but I'll need to take this part away. So I got to do break apart, and now I can select this part and delete it. There we go. So now this can attach, but I want it to be seamless. I don't want stitching across here. So I need to do another split outline right here. Now you could use your knife tool if you like to use your knife tool. Oh, a blurry screen. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it on my iPad as well, and it looks okay on there. Is it maybe pop out of the video and come back in? That might help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one again, and then I do need to convert this one and edit nodes, and I'm going to come right here and right click, split outline, and right click, split outline, select it, break apart, and then take this little piece and go away. Now to join these, it's pretty easy. What I want to do first though is I'm going to use my arrow key and bring this a little closer like that. There we go. So they're a little bit closer. And then I'm going to select the tab and shift and then the base part. So they're all selected. I'm going to right click and combine. See that combine right there? How's everybody's screen? All right, so now it combined. I'm pretty sure it combined there. If I do edit nodes, you'll see there's some, whoops, do this one up here. There's some nodes here, but it's not really attached. So like I could move this back. It's sort of combined, but not really. So let's undo that. I'm going to pull this back this way. And then I'm going to select this and I'm going to do right click, join nodes. So now it doesn't have those extra nodes in the corner. So that's a really good thing to remember is the split outline. Let me get the split outline and the join nodes. Okay, so I'm going to take this one and move it back a little. I'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to select those. They don't have to be on top of each other. As you can see, they're close, but they're okay. As long as you've combined the two sections and join nodes, and then it will join it. Now that one brought this side down a little bit. Let me undo that. So what I could do is bring this closer so it doesn't bend so far, and then join nodes. And now we've got one piece here, and that would be, I could use that for a tack down line. I could use it for a placement if I wanted to. Oh, good. Yeah, sometimes if you just refresh your screen, it will fix itself on there. So this is the very outer stitch line that I would be using. Okay. And so my fabric is going to have to be, 1/4 inch larger all the way around here if I want a little border around it. And if this is going to be a stitch line, what I like to do, and I'm going to turn my properties back on, I'm going to right click up here in the big part because it had gone away. And I'm going to make my running stitch, the length of it, probably 3.0 mm. And with length, I like to use millimeter, and width with millimeter with stitches because, we use that when we're working in our machines as well. So it's easier to see that way. So there you go. It now has, it could stitch the first part of my design. Now, if I was going to, let me see, I think I have something I'm going to bring in to that, but let me see if under my devices, this one here. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's my little guy here. I'm just going to copy him from here and put him back over here. Paste. So I want to add him in and have him part of my piece. So I'll need to rotate him. So I'm going to click on there and I could turn him like this, or I could use my rotate up in here and then I could put him in here. I could put him near the bottom like this, and then I could add some lettering up there if I want. I'm going to pretend we added lettering. And then what I like to do is I have an outer stitch and I like another row of stitching on the inside. So the easy way to do that, I find, is if I take my piece and I come up to convert and auto border, and I want it to go to the inside, and I want to give the distance, I don't know, maybe 0.202 will work. Remove holes, I keep that checked because if you're doing it around a letter, like a letter B, it won't go in the inside of the B. Sometimes that's helpful. And I'm just going to click OK. And let's see where that was. It went, see how close that was? So I don't want that. So let me go back. Measurement is not my thing sometimes. Auto border. Maybe I want it to be 0.2. There we go. There we go. So now I have 2 rows of stitching. Like I did on my, let me pull up my, I didn't do it on the polka dot. Let me put the camera on really quick so you can see. Hang on here. Well, let me just hold it this way. There we go. So you can see on here, I have the 2 rows of stitching. On the polka, I only put 1 row, but I really prefer having a second row. So what I usually do is the very outer one holds my fabric down. and then I do all my stitching, the decorative part, and then I put my fabric on the back, and then I do, you can see I only have 2 rows, nothing else back here. Then I do the inner outline, and then I double stitch again over the outer one. So it looks nice on the front and the back. Now on the one I'm showing you, I made this inner one come all the way up, but I'm going to show you how to create this one as well. So everybody got that so far? Let's go back to the software. So this little piece here that I made, I would save it just as it is and call it my, I'm going to go up here to File and Save As. I would probably take that mushroom off of it, but I'm going to save it under, where's my embroidery? Under embroidery, and maybe I'll make a new folder. Class time. Okay, create that folder. All right, there's our folder. You can see it up on top there. And then I can name this thing, I can call it the key fob base. So now when I want to make a key fob, I can pull that up. I have one ready to go. I can adjust it any way that I like. So I'm just going to save that. If I wanted to make it smaller, let's say I select my mushrooms and I really want them up here, and I want to make this smaller, I can just grab, I could select the whole thing this way, and I can make it this way a little bit so it becomes a little smaller. I may have to adjust down here. I always like this to be 2.5 to 3 inches. And have you used the measure tool before? Here's our measure tool. You can change up here the units if you wanted to change the units. And then I would measure here. This is like it's like an inch and almost an inch and a quarter. So I might have to pull out the far end of it. Or I could chop off one end, however you want to do it. So you can readjust your piece here if you wanted to. All right, so I like having some base pieces. Like when we were doing our zipper pouches, we had a couple of base things that we did. It makes it easier to go there. Now, if I was going to do something with lettering, let me go back here. I did this one here. I'm going to show you this one. So here I brought in a kind of a chunky font, and I'm not going to stitch inside. I'm just doing outer letters, and then I use the auto border to go all the way around the whole piece instead of just the letters on that part of it. So let me see what the other one is, and then we'll go from there. This one here, I just did a satin stitch, and then I did just around the letters. So let's go ahead and I'll create this. I'm not sure what font that was because I did it on I don't know if it'll show up in the text, because I really like to use a very chunky font. So I'm going to put in the letter A. Let me move it over here out of the way. There we go. And then go back to the text. And then when I click in here, I'll click oh, this is a good one probably. Now, I like a chunky one that's rounded. Sometimes it's just my preference. Everybody has theirs. That's still not rounded. There we go. Let's see if we can. I do like some of these other letters, but sometimes when you use them, they end up not looking like anything that, some letters look better than others. I don't know where is my favorite one? Maybe it's this one. No. I'll tell you. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm just going to delete this one. Spend time. I'm just going to grab my A from here and show you how I did this. Let me get all of it over here. And I'm going to copy that, and then I'll paste it and move it over here. We'll play over on this side. Okay, so to make the what we have here, so we have an inner outline and then we have this outer one. So what I would do is I placed my letters where I want them. I would select them. I would go up to my Convert Auto Border because it's a handy tool. And I'm going to go to the outside. All right. And I think I want it to be 0.2 to the outside, a running stitch, and okay. And there it is there. Now, if it came in too close, if I use something like, let me select it again, this one, and make it smaller, like a 0.1, you can delete parts of it if you don't like what it's doing to the outside. There we go. So see how it came in here, and maybe I don't, especially this one here. What I would do here is I would select that, edit nodes, come in here, and you could do one of two things. You could select your nodes like that and delete them, and then it got those out of the way. Same thing in here. If I don't like what's happening in here, I could delete a couple of these out. Maybe I just don't want it there. I could click on them and delete. There we go, and just have something like that. So you can tidy up what you've got without, making too much of a fuss with it. Does that make sense? Some thumbs up so I know you guys are listening. So now I have the inner, my inner line, and I have the outer one that I can use. And this one was at 0.1 and this one was at 0.2. Now I just have to add the handle. So I'm going to go to my rectangle, and let me make it over here first of all, like that. Let's select it, and it's almost 3 inches tall. So let me make the height 3 inches. There we go. And it's a 1/2 inch right now. That would probably be really good. Delete the inside. Don't forget you can delete down here. And then I'm just going to bring it up on top here and align it. Let's get in close. Always use your zoom. That's the other thing I really like is the zoom. I'm actually going to overlap it a little bit more. Oops, let me go back and bring it down here. Because I want the straight sides to come into where the A is there. And then I will convert this and edit my nodes, come right here and do split outline and do split outline there. Select it, break apart, remove this part. Then I can do the same thing here. Make sure I do my edit nodes is on, right click, split outline, right click, split outline, select it, break apart, remove the little piece right there, and then you can bring your one piece down. Whoops, not that far. And then select that, shift, and the outer part, right click, combine, go to edit nodes. So there's too many nodes there. Hang on one second. Let me try this one. Yeah, so let's get back in here and delete a node. This one here. Oops, undo. Wait. Yeah, because I only want to have 2 nodes in there. So I see what's happening. Let me undo here again. Back to, and take this away maybe. Oh, why is this happening? Oh, because I got that little, yeah. Hang on, let me fix this way. I've got that node in there that's causing a little trouble, this little guy right here. So let me turn this one around. There we go. Oh my gosh. He's got a little arm thing on him too. Here we go. Get these all pointing in the right direction. There we go. And then I should be able to delete one of those. Maybe this one. There we go. All right, now let's combine these two. Sometimes you have to play a little bit to get it where you want it. Combine, edit nodes, and now you can join nodes. You only can join 2 nodes. So over here, I have to do the same thing. I could delete this and then bring those together, join nodes. There we go. Let me go back out. Now that wasn't that hard. Playing with those nodes is a little hard. You just have to remember, you can only join 2 nodes together. If there's a 3rd node under there, you have to release one of them, okay? So that's not that hard, right? So let's look at doing the flowers, and I'm going to bring in my flowers so you can see them. These were really fun to make. I used the array tool to create this and the shape tool, and then the buttonhole tool. Did you know we have buttonholes in here? Right, right in our outlines over here, we have buttonholes. Very cool. All right, to create these, very easy. Go to your shapes again, and then you're just going to make a little oval. You can make it narrow or fat. I made mine a little bit wide like that. And then I'm going to use the array tool, the circular array. And what's going to happen, because I'm way over to the right, when I do circular array, whoops, I got to select it. Hang on a second. No, let's do this. Let me move it back to the center. Let me get a new page. It's much easier if you do it on a new page. All right, so I'm going to make my little petal. And then I like to put it right here near the center. And then watch this. If you click on these outer arrows, you get the rotate. You can take the little center and bring it down here, and it will rotate around the center better. Let's get our circular array right here. Oh, there it is. Now, I have like 10 steps here. Oh, contour steps. Let's make the contour steps 1. There we go. And step count, I want 5. And something else is off too. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Now we're down. You can do a preset for full circle, and it may add or subtract some if you want, but I think I want 5. You can make your flower anyway. Now that I've got it, apply. And then I want to combine this. So I'm actually going to weld it. So I'm going to go to shaping and weld, or you can go to the top and weld it. So now there's my flower. I'm ready to go. So for the inside, what I did is I selected the inside. I'm in fill and step, and right down here is gradient. So I'm going to go to a gradient of 500. And what gradient does is it makes it less on one side and darker on the other. So once you get one in there, if you copy paste, change your color. Let's get my color up here. Oh boy. There we go. I'm going to make the other one a pretty purple maybe. There we go. And I'm going to go to properties, and that one I want to make a negative 500 so that the gradient goes in the opposite direction. There we go. So that's how you get that kind of layered look. And I'll move one off the other so you can see. Isn't that cool? I love this feature. I really love this feature. You can do so much with it. You can also do things like this. You can use your stitch flow tool. I don't know if anybody uses this stitch flow tool, but with this type of a thing, you can direct those lines of stitching. So if I want them, oops, there we go. If I want to curve them a little bit, I can make them curve. And that's probably not in the best spot. Let me delete that one. So you can make some nice curves. These are kind of falling apart. I have to play with the little, how little I want it to move. And then you could layer the other one on top. Whoops, let me undo that. So it makes it changed how the fill is. It makes it look a little smoother. Let me make this sit on top of it. There we go. And then for the outer part, I took my outline. And I really love the bean stitch, so I did a bean stitch here, double bean, and then I did a second row again. So back up to my auto border, and I think I did it to the outside, 0.1 maybe, just barely on the outside, or maybe 0.01, just to make it barely on the outside. And then I made that a bean stitch as well. So you get this look here. We'll go back to it. Where is it? This one. Let's go in and look. You have 2 rows of bean stitch. And that looks really pretty. Now to get the buttonhole, super easy. Let's go back to that other one. And I'm doing another video on buttonholes in March. So you'll be able to play with that one. So our buttonholes are in the outline right here. And what you want to do is use your outline shape tool and make a little, like a little line like that, and left click, right click, and shape. Then select it and go to buttonhole. And there you'll see your buttonhole. Now I prefer, let me do mine again because I'm going to show you what I do with them. Let me undo it. I like to do it on a line because I never can. How many of you can draw straight? There we go. Put this there. And end shape. And then select it, select buttonhole. And then I'm going to click off of this. This is one buttonhole right there, but if I want it smaller, let's select it again. I can push up on this part and make it smaller. Or you can use your tools right here and change the inside slit to 0.5. There it goes. And then the outer part, I can do a rounded and a rounded here. And then I could just bring this in. Let me just select it. There we go. Let me get closer. There we go. And then you could put it here. Then you can adjust it to the size. You really need to test it for your buttonhole. This is a pretty small buttonhole right here. Let me get it in the center. And then I could make it a little larger. Let's see if I go back into here. Maybe I want it to be 1 inch. Oh, darn. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's select that again. Hopefully it didn't close for you guys because it just all closed for me. There we go. Let's make this. There we go. All right. So they come out really cute. I'm going to put the camera back on. And let's see, where am I here? Here we go. There we are. All right. And so you can see what they look like here. And here's one like that. Oh, go this way. So you can use any shape. I think these would be really adorable on a little girl's sweater. You could do some interesting, maybe a little kite, even a little boat for a little boy. I think these would be really cute. I'm going to wear them on my jacket. I just think this is adorable. And I have some sweaters that I wear for Janome. I'm going to have to make some that go with my sweaters. I think they would look really pretty. I have a lot of red sweaters and black sweaters. So I might do some white flowers with maybe red on them. You can also do them this way. Let me show you the other ones I did. I'm going to go back to, hang on one second. I'll go back to the software really quick because I have a picture of these in my browser. Where is my browser? There we go. These ones here. And I just use the auto border tool to bring them in to make these other lines. So you could make them like this. I don't know if I like that center part. Your button will cover that anyways, but you can delete it. But I do like the way this is stitched. This might be a really pretty lacy look on there. So you can experiment with a lot of things. I think this is a great little fun thing to use. All right, let's get the camera back here. There we go. All right. So hopefully you guys are inspired to be a little bit creative with these, now here we're talking about cold weather. Well, this will like warm you up, making some fun little shapes. I mean, even for like St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day, you could make those shapes and make a little, button cover for that. It's not really a button cover. It's more like a button tab. What do you think? Because a button cover to me covers the whole button. And I remember years ago, I had some of those little ones that snap on your button and actually cover your button. They were like sewing theme and stuff like, ooh, sewing theme. Now you got me thinking. See, this is what happens. I start into this and I get about 6 other ideas. Okay. Oh, I know the buttonholes. Aren't they cute? Look at those buttonholes. They really make nice, and look, I'll show you the back side. It's a nice buttonhole. There you go. And I use, when I cut my buttonholes, I use something different. Well, some of you have this already. I have this, it's by White, but I think Clover has it. It's and it comes with a tiny little mat. I love this little mat. And it's shaped like this. You see how it's sort of like angled at the end? So you put it in your buttonhole like this and push down. It's a little knife. And it cuts that slit because it's very easily. So I usually start in the center. I'll cut the center of mine, and then I'll look to see how much I have at each end, and then I'll move it close to the end, and I'll just stick it in the end and like make the end of it cut. You don't want to, you don't want to try to cut too much because you don't want to open it up totally. Been there, done that. Okay. Button badges. There you go. Button badges. I think they're kind of cute. Who knows, maybe at the next show I'm at. I'm going to be working the Atlanta OSQE show. So if anybody's going to that, you'll see me there. Miriam and I are both working. So I don't know if we'll be sharing one of us will be in the classroom, one in the booth. Sometimes we switch out. Who knows? Sometimes it depends on what's going on. It's what we do. It's a chisel. Thank you. It's a button chisel. Yeah, because it doesn't say that on here. This is all it says. Buttonhole cutter kit and a buttonhole eye round. It has the round one too, which I call like almost like it's got a little opening in it. Makes a nice little hole. So, but I don't know if it's White's out there anymore. I think you have to get it maybe through Clover. Clover might have it, but there might be other companies that have it. I've had this for years and years and years, and I just love it. It's very handy, very, very handy. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow I have one more video. What am I doing tomorrow? I can't think of what it was. Let me look up here. It's the joy of embroidery software. So I'm going to cover all the different software and apps that Janome has so you can understand what they are and what machines they go with. So you'll have to check back tomorrow, same place, same bat channel. And everybody have a very great, wonderful rest of the day. See you again tomorrow, Friday. And thanks for joining me today. Post your questions down below if you have them. I'll come back and answer them. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.